31 Wicker Avenue. This is it.
You sure?
I'm sure.
At last. That stench of stale grease about you reminds me too much of my old job.
You worked as a waiter?
I was a chef. And not in any old kitchen. At the maximum security penitentiary on Gore Island. Can't think of a better way to do time. And how do you think I met Alphonse? Playing golf?
Alphonse?
On the subject of cooking, I know your blueberry pie had an extra something. I still don't know what.
Alphonse?
So what now? You got a plan?
Take a look around, in case there's a rear exit. I'll take the main door.
My pleasure.
Can't run again. Damn it. I walk everywhere. God damn it.
The fact that a criminal like him can hang up his shingle in broad daylight says a lot about Santa Esperanza.
Oh, there's something there.
Someone took out sections of the fence. Odd.
Knock, knock.
Interesting taste. Been centuries since a gardener visited this house. Maybe Boccarini's business isn't going too well.
Maybe. Buzz. What should we do? Should we just try and enter? Better do it by the book for now. That doesn't work.
The bell doesn't work. I guess Boccarini doesn't get many visitors. Boccarini? Carlo Boccarini?
Nothing of interest out back. Sorry. You better come see this, Mr. Ness.
What is it?
I don't know how to describe it.
What's going on there? The fence bits have gone through the guy. Oh dear.
Is that our man?
Boccarini.
My God.
We have to find out who did this, and why. Let's go.
You're the detective, Mr. Ness. Besides, Alphonse will want to see this. I'll be right back.
All right. I have to establish how Boccarini died. Maybe the body parts can shed some light on the motive. Holy Christ, what the hell are we up against? His teeth were all pulled out before he was
quite
killed.
cool.
The buildup of blood inside his mouth speaks for itself.
Look around different bits.
His eyes were pulled clean out of their sockets. Whoever did this, it wasn't their first time.
That's
And if
nice
they
to know.
committed any other murders like this, it's likely that the police found some of the bodies. I must remember to ask Alice.
Yep. Whoa.
This isn't a cut, it's a tear. His hands were ripped off. Who has that kind of strength?
That is messed up.
What's he got stuck in there? Looks like the bottom of a glass.
How random.
Pity he won't last till Christmas. because he'd almost passed for a tree. There's no doubt the murderer took his time.
Nice. What a pleasant chap it must have been. I can run again.
The blood comes from the other side of the corridor and ends next to the body. He was attacked in the other room and dragged to the hall. The evidence suggests that the events began in the lounge. How did Boccarini encounter his murderer? Whatever crushed the table must have been really heavy, or maybe it was thrown extremely hard. A perfectly circular dint, as if someone had tried to hammer in a gigantic bolt, around 4 inches in diameter.
What? Random.
Fingernails scratched the wood.
Most likely from the victim.
Blood ran like water.
Nice. Watch. Now your daddy bought this watch upstairs. It's a relax. Relax.
What kind of person takes off a wristwatch without unfastening it? Or fastens the strap again after taking it off? Blood. Blood everywhere.
Blood everywhere.
Did it break during the struggle, or was it already broken?
I really don't know. Sorry. I'm sorry, I don't know.
This was opened recently.
Interesting.
Smells of whiskey.
Whiskey.
Glass on the floor indicates the window was broken from outside.
Go.
There's something under there. How'd it wind up under there?
Am I allowed to be looking at this stuff? Completely messing up the crime scene. Fully loaded.
Not one round fired. It must have happened fast.
So the guy, what, jumped in through the window or something? They're nuts. Eh?
What is it with Italians and olives? They lap those things up like caviar.
Okay.
Like a true bachelor.
2 plates. Oh no,
Should
those
have put
plates.
these into soak.
3.
Hours of scraping to get them clean. Although at this stage, I don't think Boccarini's too worried about that.
He's a dirty bastard.
4 glasses. 2 of water, 2 of wine.
Oh, 2 people.
I've always been a whiskey man, but I know a good wine when I see one.
And this isn't one.
Leftover lasagna, and it looks good. Why is it that 2 out of 3 Italian gangsters are great cooks? I'll never understand what the deal is with them and cooking. The plates and the glasses leave no room for doubt. Boccarini had company for dinner.
His knife's gone.
One knife's missing, the biggest one.
Slash him good.
Shut from the inside.
Just run around his house, bit of cardio.
Takes a strong man to tear that out, or several. Jammed shut from the inside. Maybe between the two of us when Milton gets back. If I'm not mistaken, this door opens onto the same room as the locked door in the kitchen.
So what's in there? It's probably his office where he does all his forging and stuff, I guess. I don't know. It's a spoon!
Blood
Ugh.
and some kind of sticky liquid.
That's gross. What is that? What is that?
Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
I should have stayed in my diner.
Nice. That rigor mortis, that would be breaking all the fingers, surely. Crack! Crack! I'm doing this in my mind! I'm telepathic, look. Amazing. Oh no, sorry, telekinetic I guess would be the correct term. Not telepathic. Why can't I open up the thumbs? Something in there, it's teeth. It's bloody teeth. Oh, I should have gone that way around.
Are these teeth from the body? Well, at least I know why his teeth were pulled out, more or less.
Nice. God, he's kinda messed up. Oh, look at that.
What is
That's
that?
that weird demon face, surely.
Looks like a ritual. What was
Yeah.
Boccherini mixed up in?
Nothing good. Or he knew that we were going to ask this guy questions. So that demon guy came and killed him.
This car looks too classy for a forger like Boccherini. Are there sufficient reasons to believe that when the murderer attacked Boccherini, there was someone else in the house?
Yeah.
The first possibility to be ruled out is that the car belonged to Boccherini.
We'll find out if there's any records of him owning it. It could be the person stuck in between those rooms.
Vermont plates. Someone drove a long way.
And then the trunk. Not that I know why the killer would put him in the trunk. He's
Let's
not
take a look
exactly
in the
scared
glove
of
compartment.
letting the police see the bodies.
Bingo.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
A man's cigarette case. OB. One of the Boccherini clan?
I think that's about it for here then. Let's do my weird little jog back out of the house. See if that guy's come back yet. Help me get in that room. Take it, I can't go upstairs. No. How do I get out? I've not got everything. What's going on? Oh, what? Stupid.
The murderer tore Boccherini's hands off. Boccherini's teeth were all pulled out. Hands ripped off, teeth torn out. I guess I'll have to rule out criminal intent or a personal angle. Boccherini's eyes still haven't shown up. What if I look for whatever was used to remove them?
Spoon?
A teaspoon stained with blood and some kind of sticky liquid. The mixture of sticky liquid and blood can only mean one thing. The spoon was used to remove Boccherini's eyes.
Nice.
The mutilations and the disappearance of his eyes suggest two possible motives. Psychopathy or cultist fanaticism. Which is it? A sick altar of human flesh. Some kind of symbol drawn in blood. Although I don't know the origin of the symbol in the bathroom and the altar of flesh and teeth, I'd say the motive was some kind of occult religion. The big question is, who did it?
Who done this?
A broken whiskey glass found in the dining room.
That doesn't work. Okay, that's fine.
An open bottle of whiskey. Pieces of glass from the window in the hall. Found a pistol, fully loaded. The lamp, torn off its brackets. A door in the kitchen, locked. It opens onto the same room as the dirty plates, glasses, and silverware from...
Oh.
An open bottle of whiskey.
Oh, that worked.
I'd say Boccherini was drinking in the dining room when his assailant burst in through the window. Boccherini pulled his gun, but the murderer disarmed him before he could shoot. Where did the torture begin? A blood-stained wristwatch with a glass broken and the strap fastened. A broken whiskey glass found in the... A broken table, scratched and covered in blood. 2 pools of blood. One on eye bloodstains show that the murderer began to torture Boccherini on the dining table itself. That was where his hands were torn off.
Ouch.
As a result, his wristwatch fell to the ground. How did the body reach its current position? The trail of blood from the dining room to the hall. What looks like the bottom of a broken glass. The lamp, torn off its brackets. Boccherini, already minus hands, was dragged into the hall, where the murderer used the brackets of the lamp to complete his macabre diorama.
How lovely.
A car with Vermont plates. Dirty plates, glasses, and silver. The initials OB on a cigarette case.
OB.
1, it has Vermont plates. 2, it's too luxurious for a criminal of his standing. 3, the initials on the cigarette case don't match his name. The next possibility that needs to be ruled out is that the car was stolen. There should be evidence that there was someone else in the house. Dirty plates, glasses, and silverware from a dinner. The dirty dishes and glasses.
I'm the
prove that
best detective
Boccherini ate
ever.
lasagna with one other person. Was Boccherini's guest still in the house when the murderer showed up? A door in the
locked room.
kitchen, locked from the inside. It opens onto the same room
Oh
as
yes,
the
look.
jammed door in the...
Oh yeah. 2 glasses. One's inside him,
A
and the
broken
other's
whiskey
broken.
glass found in the dining room. What looks like the bottom of a broken glass.
Now we're
seems
getting
clear that
somewhere.
Boccherini and his guest were drinking when the murderer took them by surprise. The real question is, what happened to the witness? Did they escape? Did the murderer take them?
They
Or
barricaded
are they
himself
still
in that room.
house? A door in the corridor jammed shut. A door in the kitchen locked from the inside. One locked door could be
Might
a
still be there.
coincidence, but 2 locked doors which open onto the same room
Could have a witness.
can't be. Either I'm completely wrong, or the witness is in that room. But I need Milton to open one of those doors.
There we go. Could have a witness. That's a big
Mr.
gun.
Ness, can you open the door for me?
It was open. Why did you ring?
I thought I should use the doorbell so I wouldn't startle you.
When I came in, I pressed the doorbell and it didn't work.
Oh yeah.
Well, in light of the facts, I deduced that it was your finger that wasn't working. So, what can you tell me to restore my faith in you as a detective?
What is that?
Not a good start. It's a camera, so Alphonse can see all this.
All right.
Nice and
Follow
portable.
me. Boccherini had company for dinner. Someone from Vermont with the initials OB. Someone whose social status was a lot higher, but who was on the same side of the law. He served lasagna, and after clearing away the dishes, they opened a bottle of whiskey in the dining room. That was when the murderer burst in on them, coming through the window, which he broke with his own body weight. Boccherini, or maybe his guest, pulled a gun, but it was a waste of time. The murderer was so fast, he was disarmed before he could fire. He focused his attention on Boccherini, totally ignoring the guest, and lifted him up into the air. He then threw him against the dining room table so hard that one of the glasses of whiskey was embedded in Boccherini's back.
Guy's got
He
superhuman
span
strength.
around, clawing at the table, and immediately afterwards the murderer ripped off his hands.
Jesus.
I have no idea how he did it, but all the evidence suggests he just pulled. Blood sprayed everywhere. The wristwatch fell to the ground. He dragged him through the corridor into the hall. He tore down the lamp, hung him from the brackets, and stabbed steel rods through his body. He skewered him on the iron bars, possibly taken from the fence outside, and pulled out his teeth one by one. Then he pulled his teeth out one by one as he died. Finally, he scooped out his eyes with a teaspoon. Boccherini must have been dead when the murderer went to the bathroom with his hands in his teeth. There, he arranged them to make an altar, weaving the fingers together and placing the teeth inside. Next, he painted something on the wall in blood, a symbol which I don't recognize, but which could have some kind of ritualistic significance. When he'd finished his artwork, he left. I don't know what he did with the eyes.
It
You're
is
telling
one
me that
cold
someone did all
ass
this
messed
armed
up
with a
freak.
teaspoon?
More or less.
And you worked all this out on your own, just by looking.
More or less.
I don't know which of the two of you scares me more. Wait a second. What about the guest?
Right. Come with me. Nothing.
Turns out Mr.
Oh, there's a
Untouchable
window.
isn't infallible. But you were close.
Because we went out the window.
Congratulations.
This must be Boccherini's office. Let's take a quick look around.
All yours.
Alright, thanks for your help. Cheers.
You're at a crime scene, and you sit down to read?
Titus Andronicus. One of the actors on the Hindenburg lent it to me. They're performing it soon. You couldn't ask for more appropriate reading material. Murder, mutilation, torture. Shakespeare's got it all.
Yep. That's a bit elaborate. Why don't you just open it?
Jesus.
Money!
There's at least $1 million here.
Mm-hmm. Boccherini's?
I'd be surprised. Probably his guests, and I doubt it was to pay Boccherini for his services. None of his forgeries are worth that much. Carlo, I have the goods for OB, but I have to take the children to school tomorrow and I can't make the meetup. Friday, same time, same place. It's signed NI.
Mm-hmm. These initials are getting to be a pain in the ass, right?
I have to take the kids to school tomorrow. I don't think this is some loving divorced daddy, Milton.
I take back what I just said.
The driver's license of one John Martinson and Osmond Burke. OB.
Do we know him?
The eldest son of the richest family in Vermont, convicted rapist. He was arrested thanks to the testimony of his father, who wound up disinheriting him. He escaped from prison last week. He broke into the family home and slit the throats of all his relatives one by one, opened the safe, and got away with a fortune.
They don't make jails like they used to. All starting to add up, isn't it?
Oh god. Get away from me, crazy fool!
Milton!
Sit down.
Milton! You're doing fine on your own, Mr. Ness.
Oh, thanks, yeah.
I believe in you.
Smack him! Ain't got a knife anymore, everybody. You idiot. Just knock him out.
Get out of my way, I said! He's coming back!
Who's coming back?
Him! The monster!
The guy who killed Boccherini?
He was a monster! Oh, get your hands off me, Negro!
What was he like? Describe him for me.
He was a monster. Red and black. I mean, his head reached the ceiling. He tore off his hands with his claws! It was a monster! A monster!
Should I hit him again?
Jesus.
Burke, shut up. You're Osmond Burke, right?
Yes.
Good. Now pay attention, Burke, because I have a question for you. Who is John Martinson?
I am.
Boccherini created a new identity for you. And I'll bet that under those bandages there's a new face, fresh from surgery. Who wrote this note?
Nikolai Ivankov.
Rings a bell.
One of Capone's right-hand men 20 years ago. What does this stuff about kids mean?
I don't know.
Calm down, Burke. You were going to meet up with him, right?
Yes, at the docks, berth 42, right next to where the alligator 3 is moored.
So what's the meetup time?
Tomorrow at noon. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? No, it's going to be tonight. Don't get too comfortable. We'll be there in no time. There are certain types of people I don't allow in my diner. But today, I have no choice but to make an exception.
I'm afraid not, Mr. Ness. I have to take him to Alphonse.
Out of the question. I know his temper. He'll beat him to a pulp.
Listen, if the missing girl was your granddaughter, you wouldn't forgive me if I didn't let you see the only suspect who could lead us to her.
Okay.
Shucks.
What?
I thought that bloodbath would cover up the smell of stale grease. I was wrong.
Please like, please subscribe. Call me a prick in the comments if you want. Bye bye.